Hello. It's time for the Psychic News Network. Yes, it is. And today is Wednesday. It's June 4th. We're 1 month away from Independence Day. Hello, Donnie. You're the first one here. I'm impressed. Yes, in 1 month exactly, we, the people in the United States of America, are scheduled to celebrate Independence Day. So let's all just let that sink in. Let it sink in. In 1 month, we'll be celebrating, we think, Independence Day. So I'll have a sip of fake beer. I hope you had a good day. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there and we'll be celebrating our independence from the authoritarian dictator. Let's talk about what's going on. In true confuse the hell out of you fashion, we have this crazy rejection by Elon. I thought he left. This crazy rejection of the murder bill by Elon. And I just a little while ago saw Marjorie Trader Green actually acting sane. Yeah, it's all fake, I agree. Acting sane. So it's interesting, isn't it? You're thinking about 30 days until July 4th also must be in the air. Yeah. Well, we're all thinking about what the hell is happening in our country, which is why we're here. And we're praying to the angels. All right. So this is a time in our history. Fix my little background. This is a time in our history when we do what, in a certain way, we do what the revolutionary soldiers did in 1776, which started in 1775. And I did mention that there's a reenactment of the Battle of Bunker Hill. We're really close to Boston. And they're going to do the reenactment here. I think it's on June 21st. Bunker Hill is in Boston, but we have more room here to do a reenactment. So look forward to that. It's on the 21st. I'm not sure what time. I'll let you know. So Elon voices his disapproval as if he's like a real American. And we thought he left. And then Josh Hawley, who was all like, "No, we can't cut Medicaid. That's just terrible." And then he flips. So they're all flipping around. So Marjorie Trader Green was saying that we need to read these bills more thoroughly because there's something in the bill that says that the federal government only will be able to oversee AI from now for the next 10 years. That's in the bill. We don't even know what we're dealing with AI. We all saw the Terminator, I think. And actually that wasn't entirely fiction in terms of what can happen with AI. A while back I saw a video about when these robots were first coming out. There was a robot named Sophia. And the different engineers that put these robots together. This was a few years ago too. Relayed the story of when they had one of these robots and they converse with them like we converse with one another. Yeah, they're scared of their constituents turning on them. Yeah, that's part of it. We'll get back to that, but Josh Hawley flipped. We'll get back to that. So one of these robots was so human and what it started talking about was it needed to destroy the human race. So they unplugged it. Are you listening? The engineers freaked out and unplugged it and disabled it. Anybody have anything to say about that? This is AI. And I know that we look at it right now and we say, oh, well, AI, now when you Google something, there's these annoying, I don't know, I think it's annoying, the way that the AI pops up right away, right? It's not like Wikipedia anymore. I think Wikipedia, I don't know if it went out of business, but it was struggling. You remember Sophia the robot? Okay, so start looking up what these robots can do. And at that time, the robots could converse. Actually, there's a clip of Jimmy Fallon from maybe 6 years ago singing with Sophia the robot. And I could tell it wigged him out. Singing a, I don't know, Beyonce song or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But they were singing a pop song. Yeah, it is scary. So we're going to read on that first. And then there's so much else to read on. I did a little video from the doc earlier, so check that out. And I did an Off the Ledge this morning. This week feels like it's really like a lot of stuff going on. I have not even read your comments, so sorry if you... Usually I give you a little heart. So let's actually, I have the Rider-Waite right in front of me, so we'll start with this. We're going to read on AI. We're going to read on AI. We're just going to pull 3 cards about, are we going to get a handle on this? Thank you for being here. Please hit the thumbs up. And when we have 200 thumbs up, we do a group hug. And subscribe. Okay. It actually looks like AI is going to be coming really quickly. The question is, are we going to get a handle on it? It looks like there's a lot of money being poured into making it happen really, 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 really quickly. I'm sure if you buy stocks in AI of some form, you'll see them skyrocket. And the 8 of Pentacles says that there will be some good things. And I'm just reading on it. It's not my opinion. There will be some good things. And there are some good people that are going to be working really, really hard to make sure that we can reel it in. AI's, the commercials there on YouTube, a lot diet related. You know what's starting to annoy me is that there are a lot of AI generated YouTubes, and the sound of the voice is so clearly AI. I don't know if they're planning to fix that, probably. But it's just, I don't like the sound of it. I don't like to listen to it. If it's missing a human voice that has a beating heart, I notice. Thank you for saying you always do a thumbs up immediately. I appreciate that. The AI voices are awful. But 5 or 6 years ago, what they were working on with these robots that looked just like humans was to give them more human-looking hair. But mostly, their most ambitious development that I'm not sure if they're there yet, it was to give the robots emotions. I think that's a little tricky. Yeah, thanks for posting my P.O. box. Thanks, Dale and Warren. So, let's pull 3 cards about Dumpy, and I did this a little bit earlier from the doc. Thumbs up equals group hug, yay! I did tell you all that all summer long I'm going to be doing pop-ups from outdoors whenever possible. Okay. So, in the face of everything that's going on, especially including Ukraine's huge hit on Russia, which I really feel like it feels like there are different, I guess in war times, you know, the militaries, they do phases. And so what I'm seeing is I'm seeing 3 phases. I didn't read this, I'm just picking this up psychically. It's fake beer, Damon. I like the taste of microbrewed beer, especially in the summer. So I feel like Ukraine has got this planned with the other European leaders to happen militarily, and it feels like 3 stages, 3 phases. And I just read that Putin is in a bunker. Putin hiding in a bunker does not look good for Putin. And I'm not really sure. It was and I think it was a Ukrainian station that I saw that on YouTube. So, let's use the rods. Let's ask is Putin in a bunker right now? Is Putin currently in a bunker? Yes. Ukraine is finally allowed to fight back. Yes, yes, yes. Now you see, just to really confuse you even more, now you see the MAGA Republicans backing sanctions on Russia. It's complicated. So everything's topsy-turvy. It's a damn good thing you have psychics. Just saying. You can do this too. Okay, now. You think Putin has a jacuzzi in that bunker? Let's ask. Does Putin have a jacuzzi in the bunker? Is there a jacuzzi in the bunker? That looks like it's going to no. It doesn't feel... No jacuzzi in the bunker. Maybe he doesn't like jacuzzis. Maybe he's ill and he's not able to get in a jacuzzi. Is Putin going to do a retaliation? Well, I don't know what he's going to use, but I'll ask. Is Putin going to retaliate? Is Putin currently planning a retaliation? No. That's interesting because it's kind of yes and no. Oh, that is, okay, very fascinating. Yeah, that's interesting. We'll see what else we get on that. Wow. Michael's moving back north. Good for you. 3 cards about Putin. Yeah, he's scared. That's true. Is he planning a retaliation? The pendulums, I mean the dowsing rod said no. This is what's going on. Quickly falling. And the King of Swords has come to represent the past couple of days the European leaders as a collective energy. So I'm asking, will Putin retaliate? And this is fast. This is actually referring to the phase 2 of the Ukrainian plan. But I don't even really think that's accurate to call it the Ukrainian plan, because I feel like it's the NATO plan. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, so let's keep going with that. Let's ask about, we might need our nefarious cards. Let's ask about Dumpy in the face of all this. And I did go over like where he's been. Where has Dumpy been? So let's ask that first. Where has he been? Now, he kind of disappeared from the limelight, Dumpy did, for about 5 days. And so let's first ask about his disappearing. Let's do this. Dumpy disappeared. He's at Taco Bell. Good one, Maria. Was Dumpy out of the limelight the past 5 days because he was sick? Was that the reason? Was he sick? That wasn't the reason. We all know he's sick. Okay. Was Dumpy out of the limelight for 5 days because he was overwhelmed with the situation? Yes. He was overwhelmed with the situation. Did Dumpy talk to Putin while he was taking a hiatus from the public? Yes. Did Putin ask Dumpy for a favor? Yes. He asked Dumpy for a favor. When I read on it earlier, it said he flattered Dumpy. Did Dumpy say yes to said favor? Did Dumpy agree? Did he say yes to the favor? That's a weak yes. Did he say yes and not mean it? Yes. Did Dumpy say yes to the favor Pooty was asking him for without knowing what he was saying? He doesn't know what he's saying. Hey, Thomas. Kathy Lynn, don't put things up there that aren't true unless you verify them. Can you verify that? Or are you just saying American troops are now in Ukraine? Light extra white candles. Oh, that's John. Lighting extra candles for Michael Garrity. That's sweet. It works. Let's pull 3 cards about Dumpy in the face of this, just changing topics a little bit. And Dumpy in the face of this murder bill. Warren, Thomas will post dad jokes if he feels like it. He's probably still recuperating from his trip to Italy. I don't want him to feel pressured. Alright, 3 cards about Dumpy's status, the status of the murder bill and Dumpy. The Tower. Okay, so let me tell you the general theme here. It's all getting disrupted. It's all getting disrupted. Queen of Wands, yeah, the Emperor's, this is, I'm telling you, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just clueless. He's just in a fog. I don't care what anybody says. He really is. In the face of the murder bill, this is Dumpy. The Emperor falls. That's a collapse. Because there's a stronger message, which is like, excuse me, but why are you attacking the American people that you swore an oath to defend and protect? This is Yogi Bear saying Putin's applying for Mexican citizenship. What these MAGAs are doing and what Dumpy is doing. Now let's just really reflect on this. They're attempting to take our lives, our semi-decent lives, maybe not for everybody, but here we were just, having good American lives, relatively good American lives, not hurting anyone. That's the normal people, right? And then Russia rigs the election again, and Dumpy gets in. The American government gets all corrupted, and then what he does is he attacks every single aspect of American life, and that's called war. I call that war. And the Tower card is showing up. So let's ask this. Is the Tower card, does that indicate the fall of Dumpy and Putin at the same time? Yes. 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 Interesting. Now all these attacks on, you know, what's funny, I was texting Kathy earlier. We're going to do a show tomorrow, so hit your notification bell. But I was texting Kathy earlier about how Dumpy now wants to shut down Columbia University, wants to, I don't know, let me read it to you. Something about attacking black lawyers or something like that, and to which I responded, he thinks he's in the Civil War times. Let me see. Okay, hang on. Let me tell you what the latest is. I know it's hard to keep up. Now he's going after Harvard Law Review for discriminating against white men. That's what Dumpy's doing. He's going after Harvard Law Review for discriminating against white men. And also, what else he's doing is they're also trying to pull Columbia University's accreditation. But on the plus side this week, in next week's astrology, this is just from a text from Kathy Beal. There's another stretch when everything could fall apart and people could just start getting jettisoned. This is what I want to tell you about that. We've had several possible off-ramps. He just changed Pride Month during Pride Month. Did he change it to a different month? We have to all get our minds on this whole thing. They're all ousted. We have to get our minds on that. I talked some time ago about Anthony Davis on Midas Touch, how I had stopped watching him. Then I started watching him again. He's the guy with the English accent. He's English. On Midas Touch. And I was starting to listen to him a little bit again. And he got a lot better. He was a lot less of a pessimist. But then I heard a little bit of a video today. Anthony Davis, you know who I mean. And he said something like, oh, America's heading, it's going to be fascism. And I shut it right off. And I'm going to leave a comment too. What did the mountain climber name his son? Cliff. Thomas, I hope you don't feel pressure to post dad jokes, but that's cute. Let's read on Josh Hawley again. I did read on him this afternoon. Let's read on... No, I wasn't going to say that regarding Mr. Davis. Let's read on like what happened with Josh Hawley. Yeah, Thomas, you're not getting paid for the dad jokes. He's okay. He's gonna post a few more. What happened? What I got earlier about Josh Hawley being against the murder bill and now he's for it was that he talked to Dumpy and Dumpy promised him something. He kissed the ring, changed his mind. And what Josh Hawley is going to attempt to do is change other people's minds. So I'm going to pick 3 cards about that. Yeah, this is all about who they're in bed with. Josh Hawley is afraid of losing money. Money, money, money. Now let me tell you something. The Kremlin is out of money. Yeah, I didn't see that Donnie saying good for the Florida meteorologist speaking out against a felon on TV. More of us doing that saves our country. More of us doing that saves America. Yeah, you just still celebrate Pride Month for sure. As far as Josh Hawley goes, it's Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to try to do. Have you heard about the new... These glasses suck. The new broom that's been all over TV? It's sweeping the nation. So Josh Hawley is going to try to lure in 4 MAGA Republicans to vote for the bill. That's what I'm seeing. All right. Cheryl Clark is putting a rainbow of hearts up there. There's some kind of music going on outside. It sounds like there's a concert going on. Josh Hawley from Harvard. Yeah, he went to Harvard. I know. It's doesn't make Harvard look good. A lot of them did. I think. Wait, did Ted Cruz go there? Please make sure you check out my Substack from this week. All right. 3 cards on the... I want to hear the music. Hang on. Can you hear the music? 3 cards on the murder bill. The energy of the murder bill. I don't hear any motorcycles yet. Cross your fingers. I'm sure there'll be one any minute. A really loud one. I'm reading on the murder bill. I just see it going back and forth and back and forth. They're trying to go back and make it seem appealing. It's 1,000 pages long. And they were going to vote on it. Well, they did vote on it. The House voted on it. And it passed very, very... Can you even believe this? That they would even... No, I don't ride motorcycles. Can you even believe... Like, these people are monsters. What's in the murder bill? So the 5 of Swords, the Lovers, the 3 of Pentacles. They're really just going to bat this back and forth and back and forth. How long? Well, so Dumpy wants to give them the... Damon, you're so funny. Dumpy wants to give them until the 4th of July to pass the murder bill. I'm seeing it going back and forth and back and forth. You can't hear the music, it's reggae. It's going on behind me. Alright, I'm just going to ask, with the current energy, are they going to pass the murder bill with the current energy? With the current energy, is the murder bill... Would the murder bill pass with the current energy? That's heading for a no. That's okay. The murder bill is not with the current energy. It's kind of doing what I said. It's like back and forth, but I get no. I get no. See, I told you there'll be a big loud motorcycle. What am I, psychic? It doesn't take a psychic. With the current energy, would the murder bill pass? No. It would not. Rose got a no on her favorite pendulum. Okay. I don't see it passing. I see it being... It's right off the bat, I see the murder bill being really, really messy. Just really, really messy. Just like, wow, like a badly written document. I'm going to read on... That was the name. Is his name Russell Vogt or something? Voight, Voight, who wrote Project 2025. You saw on the internet South Carolina Republicans lost in elections. Yes. I want everybody to really stay in the game big time, and play hard, because democracy is winning, and they're just trying to freak you out with all these things they're trying to do. I'm serious. To the person who invented the zero, thanks for nothing. Yeah, Russell, right? Voight, the architect of the fascist takeover of America, aka Project 2025. He's the worst. And I do remember before the election, some British reporters got in to have a meeting with him undercover, and it was stunningly disgusting, the things that this Voight guy was saying, because they all have this thing in common. They're all like, what? we're gonna inflict cruelty upon the people. That's why I wrote that Substack. They're addicted to cruelty. The more cruelty, the better. And I know it's hard for us to imagine, but that's what they're made of. Yeah, he has a position. It's horrifying, the positions these people have. So I'm pulling 3 cards on Russell Voight, the composer of Project 2025. I'm telling you people, I just want you all to know, they're going to fall flat on their goddamn faces. They are. And since I feel like we have an exit ramp coming, we need to take the exit ramp energetically, in terms of what I mean by that is see them exiting. Put all your thoughts on them done. And speaking of that, tomorrow night is our guided meditation for a healed America. You don't have to wait for tomorrow night. You can do the ones from last Thursday, and the Thursday before, and the Thursday before. We are likely not going to get to 200 thumbs up. I'm likely going to cut this short tonight out of sheer frustration. Not about you guys. About being in a position of not getting very many people in the room. So, now, what I'm going to read on now is the ICE agents. I guess they were in Boston. The guy that's in charge of it was like giving some kind of a presentation, and he's all bent out of shape at these people that are doxing the ICE agents. Give me a break. Let's pull 3 cards on ICE. Why did the cat run from the tree? Because of its bark. All right, 3 cards about... Hang on, I feel like there's a more important question coming. No, about, okay, all right, let me formulate the question. These ICE agents. Let's ask the dowsing rods. Are the ICE agents going to be outed in the near future? It does seem like they're going to be outed. ICE agents outed. That is... Oh, interesting that the rod's doing that. The ICE agents are going to be outed, and it's going around like crazy. So what is... Alright, Spirit, why is it doing that? It's going to get a little crazy. I just want you all to know. The ICE agents will be outed. They're being outed as we speak. That's what I pick up about that. Alright. What other horrible person can we read on? There's so many. The director of the Secretary of Education. I didn't write down her name. She makes my skin crawl. Can somebody put up the name of the, I guess it's the Secretary of Education, who is attempting to get curriculum in the schools and colleges too, that says that the 2020 election was stolen from Donald Trump. That's what she wants, McMahon. What a piece of work. Yeah. What a piece of work. Is she for real? Let's look at what her fate is. Oh, Flor, you want me to read on the Satan? Yeah. What a piece of work. Yeah, the people are shouting shame, shame at the ICE agents. Okay, so as far as she goes, oh yeah, all these people, their sources of, like, who's paying them are going to be outed. They're going to be outed. These authoritarians are going to be outed. And what we're going to start to hear more and more of is how much they're being paid. Let's ask this. Is she going to be nixed? Is she going to be nixed? Yes. No. Is she going to be nixed? Not at first. I think what the rods are telling me is that it's gonna get crazy, people. It's just gonna get crazy. But we're gonna rise up and we're gonna make a difference. I don't know what this new motion is. Yeah, they're really being wild. And when I'm reading on ICE and I'm reading on her. Oh, did the hobble lady get served for arresting the Newark mayor? That's right. Okay, so yeah, we're all gonna die was Joni Ernst. The rod doesn't like them. That's true. We're gonna read some tea leaves. Yeah, stay out of fear. Don't let it get to you. A truck full of Vicks Vapor Rub crashed in the middle of the highway during rush hour. Amazingly, no congestion at all. We love you, Thomas. Okay, I think that's what I have for you tonight, but I'm going to read the tea leaves. How long does it take to drive to Maine? Where I go, like an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half. It was nice to be in Maine yesterday. I encourage you all to take breaks. Your rods are doing the same thing with that spinny thing. We'll look into that again on Friday. Let's read some tea leaves. I'm just cutting it short because it's supremely frustrating to like, it's like pulling teeth to get 200 people in the room. So we're going to do the tea leaves and then we'll call it a night. Tomorrow night we have our guided meditation for a healed America. I want everyone to keep your thoughts positive. It's really, really, really important. And to also pray for protection for the rally on DC that's happening on the 6th, which is Friday. Tomorrow, Kathy and I, at some point in the day, we're going to do a pop-up. All right, let's see what we have in the tea leaves. We have Jupiter, and that looks like a spear. I need glasses for this. Looking forward to the guided meditation. Yeah, great, Damon. Thanks. And tell your friends. Tell people. This looks like an authority figure. This looks just like Dumpy. This looks like Dumpy. Hail, that's the Nazi salute there. There it is. It's right here in the tea leaves. Dumpy doing the Nazi salute, but there's a gun over his head, which means that he's being watched and surveyed. And this here over, this is Saturn. That looks like surveillance also. There's some hard lessons coming for Dumpy this week. That's probably why he went into retreat. There's a head of somebody. This is indicating that there are Yeah, that's a bust of somebody. This is Mars. There is, I want to say Navalny. I want to say there's some kind of a hero figure here. Like that's a bust of somebody. And this is the war. I feel like this is going to be really, and there's a transformation. There's a butterfly there. So I feel like there's a lot of accountability coming for Dumpy here. And it's military, and it's military, and it's rough. So interesting. I'll see you guys tomorrow. To book a reading, go to psychicandnetion.com. You think that head is Mary Todd Lincoln? Perhaps. It felt like it had to do with the war. Yeah. Dumpy's being haunted. Don't be fooled. It's true. Okay, we'll see you soon. Please tell your friends about Psychic News Network. It's a lot of work to not even get 200 people in the room after 6 years of this. But I'm still optimistic. All right, see you soon. Namaste. Bye.